Joan Rivers said that Michelle Obama was a man before she died. When
was that a joke? I thought it was a joke.
I thought it was a joke too, but the way she said it wasn't like jokey. She was like, oh, come on, everybody knows Michelle Obama's a man. Like, remember that?
Yeah, like, would Big Mike kill you for that?
Well, I think she died because she had 1,000 plastic surgeries.
Michelle thinks American men suck.
Let me warn you, your rage does not exist in a vacuum. If we don't get this election right, your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage. To the women.
Joe Rogan and Greg Gutfeld just dropped a no-holds-barred roast that left Michelle Obama's carefully crafted persona in smoldering ruins. With razor-sharp wit and zero hesitation, they tore through the brand the bulletproof media glow and the curated victimhood the royal reverence shredded. If you've ever questioned the cult-like praise or what hides behind the polished smile, this was the truth bomb you weren't supposed to hear.
Jamie, there's a video of her and she's walking into her apartment building.
That right here. I just was playing the one that.
That's it. This is the one.
Or the first woman
we already
president.
have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
That's pretty funny how she said it.
Okay, we all know it.
These choices clear to the men that we love. Our lives are worth more than their anger and disappointment.
What's that pitter-patter sound I'm hearing in the background? It's the footsteps of Barack running to vote for Trump.
Joe Rogan didn't wait for an invitation, he saw the encore, and he pounced. Michelle Obama had stepped back onto the national stage like a diva prepping for her presidential close-up. To Rogan, it was all theatre, curated victimhood, organic kale, and the glow of someone rehearsing their legacy in a yoga mirror. And Joe, he saw a golden opportunity to call out the act.
That Tim Dillon's video where he was saying that Michelle Obama should run for president. If she won, she could pull her cock out and China would just give up. I was wheezing. I couldn't breathe. Big Mike.
Big Mike.
He started slow lion-like stretching before the chase, a smirk, a sip, and a headshake that said, "This is going to be fun." To Joe Rogan, Michelle Obama wasn't a person, she was a brand, a TED Talk in sneakers. Every public appearance felt like a motivational campaign wrapped in Lululemon, not policy posture, not leadership lifestyle, and Joe lit it up like a podcast bonfire.
Even if they run Michelle. According to a new poll, Michelle Obama isn't as strong a Democratic candidate against former President Donald Trump as many Dems would have you believe. In a hypothetical matchup, my favorite kind, Trump wins with 47% of the vote compared to Michelle Obama's 44%. I guess some of the kids whose school lunches she ruined are finally old enough to vote.
Netflix specials, podcasts, stadium tours. Joe Rogan dubbed it the greatest political rebrand in modern history. Michelle Obama wasn't easing back into the spotlight. She was launching season 2 of The Michelle Show, a walking #struggle speech on velvet cushions. Rogan called it what it was, a masterclass in branding, not burden.
Joe Rogan is calling out Oprah and Michelle Obama for hypocritical speeches at the DNC. Watch.
She's up there talking about income inequality. Like, hey, lady.
Yeah, I know.
You're rich as like, how is that equal? And also, when Michelle Obama was saying, you know, I think she was saying her mother or grandmother was always suspicious of people who took more than they needed.
Yes.
Like, you are worth so much money.
Take more than they need. The Obamas have 4 mansions.
Joe went in deeper. He tore into her constant messaging of adversity while living a life of luxury. It was like watching royalty give a TED Talk on how hard it is to be fabulous. Her trauma, bad lighting at a book signing, and the media, they devoured it like kale dusted scripture. Every line treated like the Gettysburg Address, only with more hashtags.
Michelle Obama surprised fans on our new podcast by saying her pet peeve about her husband is that he's chronically late. For example, we're still waiting on him to admit he's from Kenya. And as for Barack's pet peeve about Michelle, he's mad that she keeps leaving the toilet seat up when she cleans it. When she...
Then came the rhythm. Joe Rogan picked apart the irony. 8 years in the White House, yet still claiming to feel unseen. He called her the only person who could trend on every platform while claiming marginalization. She was, in his words, an Olympic torch eternally lit by a press that refused to let her fade. Her school lunch crusade, less revolution, more beige tray rebellion. Her brand wasn't just influence, it was sacred, and Rogan found that hilarious.
Everybody having a good time. The country's almost back to normal before World War III. COVID was just so strange. We lost a lot of people during COVID, and most of them are still alive. Yeah. Before COVID, I would have told you that vaccines are the most important invention in human history. After COVID, I'm like, I don't think we went to the moon. I think Michelle Obama's got a dick. I think Pizzagate is real. I think there's direct energy weapons in Antarctica.
Then came Greg Gutfeld. Not content with roasting, he dissected Michelle Obama. Wasn't just a former first lady, she was a goddess wrapped in political Teflon. Gutfeld attacked the sanctimony, the untouchability, her speeches, therapy sessions disguised as call to arms, her message, even I suffer under America. And Greg laughed, because if she's oppressed, the rest of us must be ghosts. The media, they treated her every word like scripture etched in gold leaf.
Michelle Obama has openly admitted that she and Barack sleep in separate bedrooms. Here's how it works. She sleeps downstairs, and he likes men. Chinning. The weather. Let's do a monologue. Michelle Obama's new podcast is off to a slow start, ranked at number 34 on Spotify. In her defense, most people don't like her.
Then Gutfeld zeroed in on her activism. He called it performance art, filtered, branded, and lit like a Vogue shoot. Causes with logos, justice with a playlist, grit-free advocacy from the plush safety of elite privilege. Her memoirs, cocktail party lectures about struggle served with $400 wine. Greg roasted the fake relatability, the manufactured realness that felt more Silicon Valley beta test than authenticity, and the political teasing he didn't buy the reluctant leader act. It was the softest campaign launch in history.
Rumors continue to escalate for the Obamas. Hopefully they can settle it like men.
Gutfeld called her the left's dream candidate, not because of policy but or a platform with no shape, only feeling, a vibe, not a vision. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan came back swinging, calling her the self-help guru with a Secret Service detail master of saying everything while committing to nothing. Fog in a Gucci jacket. He said Michelle Obama wasn't untouchable because of merit, but because no one dared to touch her.
Being married to the president of the United States thing.
Yeah.
that none of us kind of banked on. I mean, we knew Barack was smart and, ambitious, but, I think, but you talked me into supporting his run.
I did.
Because I was definitely like, nope, no way, this is crazy. We've done enough crazy stuff.
That's right.
Then came the final cuts. Greg Gutfeld called her the human version of a political mood board, polished, appealing, and non-threatening, until she wasn't underneath the charm, a carefully wrapped blade of ideology. She didn't campaign, she shimmered, didn't debate, she appeared. Joe Rogan nodded in agreement. The issue wasn't Michelle Obama herself, it was that you couldn't criticize her without being labeled a villain, and unchecked power like that always dangerous.
Because if there's
the one thing that the girls would do at Barack was to go stand next to him when he pardoned his turkey.
Yes.
And it was cute when they were little, but as they got older, you could see on their faces in the shots of them thinking, I would just poke my eyes out. Just right now, just get me out of here. I'm standing with my father telling these stupid jokes, next to a turkey.
Together, Rogan and Gutfeld didn't just roast her, they dismantled the myth. They exposed the machine behind the smile, the marketing under the message. Joe pointed out the absurdity of an underdog narrative wrapped in global fame, being treated like a cultural earthquake every time she speaks. It wasn't reverence, it was mass hypnosis. Rogan likened it to a UFC crowd losing their minds over a yoga instructor shadowboxing.
I will not run for president.
Yeah, I've heard you say I think Michelle should run.
She could win. She could win, I think. I think if she ran, she could win.
Did you ever run for office?
No.
I have to ask you.
No.
No kind of office?
No.
I don't think she wants that, though.
No,
I don't think she wants that in her life. The bull that they dealt with over the 8 years when he was president.
Because I've got these two young people at home. Being the kids, the daughters of a president, just think about it. Not so easy.
That job for anybody that really good at it.
Yeah, I trust the person who doesn't want the job more than the person who wants the job.
It's not something that I'm interested in
or would ever do, ever.
The real drama, it wasn't in what she said, but in how badly people wanted to believe it, even when the content was fluffier than a $50 wellness podcast. Gutfeld jumped in, saying she was the ultimate political safety net beyond critique, immune to consequence. Together, they mocked how even a hint of a presidential run caused the press to hyperventilate, and yet, that's the point. If she's headed for the throne, it's not by accident, it's by design. Joe Rogan and Greg Gutfeld weren't stopping her, they were just making sure someone finally asked, but what's really behind the curtain?